The next big change from AI won't be a new app. It will be a new operating rhythm inside companies. Because when everyone has an assistant, work changes. Not just what people do, but how teams coordinate, how decisions get made, and what management even means. This is the AI manager era, and it's arriving in a quiet way. It shifts the bottleneck away from producing information and toward deciding what to do with it. So the first thing to understand is this. When AI becomes a standard assistant, information becomes cheap. Coordination becomes cheaper. Documentation becomes cheap. First drafts become cheap. And when those things become cheap, the value moves upward, toward judgment, toward prioritization, toward owning outcomes. That's why managers matter more, and also why the definition of manager changes. In the old world, a lot of management was coordination, chasing updates, scheduling, status meetings, turning messy work into coherent plans, translating between teams, handling administrative load. AI can reduce a large portion of that. Not perfectly, but enough to shift the baseline, so the manager's job becomes less traffic cop and more editor-in-chief, less time collecting information, more time shaping decisions, and that shift has cascading consequences. The first consequence is fewer meetings, or rather, fewer status meetings. Because when AI can summarize, track action items, and produce updates, teams don't need meetings to discover where we are. They can read where they are. So meetings become more intentional. Decision meetings, trade-off meetings, escalation meetings, and creative strategy meetings. This matters because time is a competitive advantage. Companies that cut unnecessary meetings move faster. They ship faster. They adapt faster. So AI doesn't just help individuals. It changes organizational velocity. The second consequence is smaller teams that produce more. When each worker has an assistant, output increases. That means a team of 5 can do work that used to require 8 or 10, not in every case, but across many roles that rely on writing, planning, coordination, and analysis. So companies start asking, what's the minimum viable team size? And once they learn that answer, they don't go back. This is why AI is likely to change hiring patterns even more than it changes layoffs. Less replacement hiring, fewer new roles, more productivity expectations per person, a higher bar for headcount additions. This creates a new managerial responsibility. Managers become responsible for leverage, not only for outcomes, but for how efficiently the team produces outcomes. In the AI manager era, a manager who can redesign workflows and use AI effectively becomes a force multiplier. A manager who can't becomes a bottleneck. The third consequence is clearer accountability because AI makes decisions and follow-ups harder to hide. The fourth consequence is a shift in what skills get rewarded. In the AI manager era, the most valuable managers do 3 things well. 1. They set direction. Not vague vision, clear priorities. 2. They make decisions under uncertainty. Because AI can generate options, but it cannot own the decision. 3. They build systems. They design repeatable workflows that produce results consistently. This is why the manager becomes an editor. They review drafts, select options, and approve direction faster. And this doesn't only apply to executives. It applies to frontline managers too. Operations, marketing, product, customer success, compliance. Any team where coordination used to be a heavy cost. Now there's a fifth consequence that matters most for the middle of the labor market. Career ladders shift. In many industries, junior roles exist partly to do coordination and drafting. If AI handles first drafts, fewer juniors are needed. And if fewer juniors are hired, the pipeline becomes narrower. So managers may have to develop talent differently. Less learned by doing repetitive tasks, more learned by owning smaller outcomes quickly. That changes training, it changes mentorship, it changes what early career work looks like. And it raises the question, who becomes promotable? In the old model, promotable meant dependable and organized. In the new model, promotable means leveraged and decisive. Can the person use AI to produce high-quality output fast? Can they validate accuracy? Can they choose the right path? Can they own an outcome? Those traits become the new promotion filters. Now zoom out to company structure. If AI reduces coordination costs, companies can flatten. Not completely, but they can reduce layers. They can reduce handoffs. They can reduce middle management that exists mainly to relay information. This is why the AI manager era can create a paradox. Managers become more important, but the number of managers may shrink, because coordination becomes cheaper and organizations can run with fewer layers. The managers who remain are more strategic and more leveraged. They own bigger scopes. They make more decisions, they operate faster. This is why the AI manager era is not just about tools, it's about structure. And structure determines competitiveness. Now, what are the risks? The biggest risk is decision overload. If AI increases the volume of information and options, humans may face more decisions per day, not fewer. Because when options are cheap, the temptation is to consider more. This can slow decision-making if managers don't have clear priorities. So the core managerial skill becomes filtering, saying no, choosing the few actions that matter. The second risk is overconfidence. AI outputs can sound correct while being wrong. So managers must build validation into workflows. They must build check steps. They must build human in the loop where it matters. Otherwise, error rates rise. And in a fast-moving organization, errors propagate quickly. Now, what should you watch to know if the AI manager era is becoming real? Watch 3 signals. First, meeting culture changes. If companies shift from status meetings to decision meetings, AI is reshaping coordination. Second, headcount to revenue ratios. If companies grow revenue faster than headcount, AI leverage is rising. Third, the rise of internal AI workflows. Not chatbots, but embedded systems. Auto summaries, auto routing, auto reporting. And here's the takeaway. When everyone has an assistant, information becomes cheap. And when information becomes cheap, decision-making becomes the bottleneck. So management evolves. From coordination to editing. From status to decisions. From more people to more leverage. The winners won't be the companies with the fanciest AI demo. They'll be the companies that redesign workflows and management structures around AI assistants. Because in the AI manager era, speed and clarity become competitive advantage. And the organizations that can decide faster will win.